For a great cup of joe, there's one thing you should know. Your morning brew can also be playful. Buff Boy Brewing guys make the temperature rise, and you surely feel naughty when you swallow our coffee. If you want some real heat, give your mouth a fine treat. You will want some more, rest assured. Buff Boy Brewing, you can't get enough of.
It's time for The Scribble, your weekly fix of celebrity chats, bizarre stories in the news, and basic random chatter with best-selling author and syndicated radio host Jeremy Bradley. Make sure your seat is in the upright and locked position and your barf bag is securely in place. Here's Jeremy Bradley.
Well, a ho-ho-ho to you, everybody. Jeremy Bradley here. This is The Scribble. Did I sound festive enough for you? All right. I'm going to be honest with you up front. It's not even December here as we're taping this because it's just not. I don't work during December, especially during the holidays. So I'm going to pretend that I'm wearing my Santa hat and sipping some eggnog and enjoying America. I'll be absolutely honest with you. Today is October 17th for me here, all right? But it's festive time for you, and so that's what we're focused on today. You are the star of this show, everybody. Kind of feels like I've had some eggnog, though, doesn't it? We're going to be talking about holiday traditions this year because I don't know if it was just me having a Ukrainian mom and grandma, but I was really guilted into upholding those things that we always did as a family, whether it was certain ways that, the Christmas tree was decorated or making sure that this happens every year. Once I became a free thinker and broke free of the clutches of, I don't even know the word. I just, once I broke free and was able to kind of make my own decisions as an adult, I kind of took that step back and was like, wait a second, why am I doing these things? Is it for other people? Is it for me? What do I get from it? What do others get from it? What's the point? Should it continue? Should it not? And so that's what we're talking about on the show today. I'm not going to be a Scrooge and a bah humbug. I'm just going to put it out there and let you decide for yourself, okay? That's how we do it on this show. I don't tell you to do something. I don't tell you to think a certain way. I just give you my thoughts, and I let you ponder. Marinate, if you will. All right, that's coming up on The Scribble, and it starts right after this.
Isn't it crazy that you wait for payday, but before you know it, you're strapped for cash again? It's time to stop blowing your money and become a smart spender with the book, The Official Guide to Being an American Cheapskate at cheapskatebook.com. Learn simple ways to cut costs at home every day and during special times of the year. Don't go broke at Christmas. Don't remortgage the house for a fancy vacation. The book is filled with tips to save you money throughout the year. Check out the best-selling book, The Official Guide to Being an American Cheapskate at cheapskatebook.com or on Amazon and iTunes.
Ever had something to get off your chest but never had the balls to say it? That's a load of crap. Speak Free with JB.com is exactly what you've been waiting for. Your chance to tell it like it is and not care what anybody else thinks. Have your say on issues of the day. Join newspaper and radio columnist Jeremy Bradley as he tells it like it is. Hundreds of thousands of people have stopped by, including some well-known celebrities who have had a chat with JB and speak candidly about what's really going on in the world. You can join them too. Have a rant or a rave. Be brave and head on over to www.speakfreewithjb.com now.
JB here, back on The Scribble. Holiday traditions, are they overrated? Maybe that's just the best way of asking it. Now, when I was a kid growing up, we had certain things. My brothers would, for some reason, they would watch Braveheart, the movie Braveheart, Mel Gibson. That was their Christmas Eve tradition. And so when they started to do that, now they shared a room in the basement of my parents' house. I had my own room upstairs. And so because I saw them doing that, or I knew that they did it, and I was too young to sort of appreciate that movie or watch it and understand it, that I started to do my own tradition, which was, all right, well, I'm going to watch a movie on Christmas Eve, and it's not going to be Christmas related at all. So I started to watch, it was one of two movies, either Austin Powers or Dumb and Dumber. Again, whatever. Those were the big movies at the time, so I was kind of like, all right, I love them. They're funny movies. That's what I'm going to watch, and that's how I'm going to spend my Christmas Eve by myself. My parents watch whatever they watch in the living room. I have the TV in my room. My brothers have something downstairs. So there you go. That's what we did. And I did that for several years. And even I think I think probably the first couple of years once I had even moved into my own house in my 20s. But then after a while, I kind of just stopped doing it. I don't know why. I just did. Maybe I matured. Maybe I just got over it. Maybe I'd just seen those movies so many times that it was kind of not interesting anymore. And then there were other things that would happen. So because I was single for, all of my 20s, really, everybody would have, my brothers had, wives and kids then. They would do their own Christmas Eve thing. And so I, by default, was always invited to my parents' house on Christmas Eve. So my mom would make, usually some kind of fish, or maybe we would even just order pizza, very, casual. And then she would make this vodka slush kind of a concoction. I truly, I don't even know. It wasn't orange juice. I think it was, I don't remember what it was. But anyway, so she would make that, and then my dad, my mom, and me would play Nintendo bowling. You remember that, the little controller that you wrap around your wrist, and then you throw it, or and so that's what we would do on Christmas Eve. And again, it sort of just went without saying. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like she had to officially invite me. It was kind of just, so you're coming over Christmas Eve, right? Like, it was by default, right? Like I said. And so, again, that was fine while I was single, and, I wasn't going to be doing anything anyway. But, like I said, when I had my own house, I had my 2 dogs. My mom wasn't really keen on the dogs coming over just because she's having the family over for how many days of Christmas celebration. So it was kind of like, well, I don't want the fur, and, the house is already clean and whatever. So eventually I kind of just said, all right, well, I get it. That's fine. Then I'm not going to come by on Christmas Eve. Like, that's all right. Whatever. I'm going to see you. See, this is the thing with our family is I always joke and say that we're practically Jewish in the way that we drag out Christmas. It's not just, Christmas Day and then that's it. We do my immediate family on Christmas Day. We'll do my dad's side of the family the next day. We'll do my mom's side of the family the day after that. So we will have Christmas over the course of 3 or even 5 days, depending on what it is. So for me, again, if you don't have anywhere to go and, hey, it's free food, it's a free meal every time, sure, you're going to go on Christmas Eve because, all right, I don't have to make any food. Mom's going to cook, whatever, I'll go over there. Christmas Day, she's having us all over. My brothers, their wives, their kids. All right, great. So it's another day of, and then my dad's, oh, great. Everybody's bringing food, whatever. Okay. But at some point, you're kind of just like, it's enough, right? And especially if my dogs aren't welcome. So there was just kind of this tipping point one year where that's how I took it was my dogs aren't welcome, then neither am I. That's just, I don't know. It was just something that, because I was on my own, I just felt like I'm not one of those people who has to take my dogs everywhere. Let me be clear on that. But there was just something about it. And the one year was my brother had just got a dog that was obnoxious and couldn't be left alone. All of a sudden, my brother comes, his family comes, and they've got their dog with them. And I thought, so I kind of had this flip out, and I just left. I said to my mom, like, sorry, so my dogs that are well behaved and don't piss all over your floor and they're not allowed. They weren't allowed here yesterday, and they're not allowed here today. But yet, this crazy dog that's, obnoxious and barking and yipping and yapping and whatever, that dog is okay to be here. And so I left. I did. I left Christmas. And so my mom said to me something like, you're really going to do this? You're really going to ruin Christmas? I said, you ruined my Christmas. And so you know what? I am the most important right now. It really was a slap in the face to me. Maybe I overreacted in the moment by, it wasn't this big dramatic story. Truthfully, I don't even think that anybody even realized that I'd left in the moment. Like, it was not like this was some big blowout. That did not happen. I would just stopped, either what I was eating or whatever. I just left and I said, like you see on TV when people have the fight and then they're like, I'm out of here. They'd always do that announcement. It's like, we kind of already get that you're leaving or you're going to be storming out. You don't have to announce. You don't have to tell us that. We get. But that's what, so whatever happened, I just was like, all right, then I'm going. And my parents, their house is actually within walking distance of mine. So typically my dad would pick me up because I would be drinking on Christmas. So my dad usually my dad would come and get me and then somebody would drive me home after. I got home in record time. Now think about this in Canada when it's like, minus 30 degrees in the winter. It was a 25 minute walk. I got home in a record timing and I was not even cold. That's just how fired up and how I was on the move. So I think maybe that was kind of the tipping point. Now, it's not like I've never, I saw my family after that. It's not like we've never, spoken since. But I think that was kind of the defining moment where my happiness, I'll be honest, I care about my dogs more than I do people in my own family in a lot of cases. So for me, that was the kind of the slap in the face. If we always hear that Christmas is about being with the ones you love and whatever, then those are my loved ones. And like I said, I'm not one of those people who it's, my dogs have to come everywhere with me. They're my support. No. But it's kind of like, you know what? I want to have my traditions with them, or whether I, my dogs like to do paw paintings and things. So if we're going to do kind of something like that on Christmas Eve, then we're going to do that at home and we're going to have a good time. That's just the way it is. Now then, enter into the picture my husband. So now that's something completely different too, right? Because you want to have your own traditions with your partner. Just as, right? So my brothers didn't get shit when all of a sudden they get married and they start having kids. They didn't get, oh, you're not coming over for Christmas Eve? Huh, really? Oh, all right. Okay. So why am I? Right? Maybe it's because, well, dogs aren't humans and dogs don't understand. They don't get it. They don't know what Christmas is, whatever. Either way, bottom line is, that's my family. That's my comfort. I care for them. I want to have a special time with them. That's it. So when do you stop putting other people's feelings and that pressure and that guilt? When do you stop putting that before your own comfort and happiness? It's not that I was unhappy going for Christmas Eve. The unhappiness is what I want to do, what I'm going to enjoy doesn't matter. That's what I'm getting. That's my unhappiness is I have to go and do Christmas Eve because that's what mom expects. And that's, I've got to think of mom's feelings first. When is it selfish to feel differently? Like I said, it's not like I'm not going to see her at all for Christmas. I'm going there tomorrow. I'm going there in less than 24 hours from now. I could understand if I go and say, not seeing anybody at Christmas, done, doing my own thing, going to Mexico, because she actually did that one year to me. She actually did that where it was like, you're not going to be here for Christmas? Everybody's always home for Christmas. Whatever. Yeah, but you know what? Some people go away to Mexico. Some people take a trip for Christmas. And that's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. Our family is so obnoxiously close, nauseatingly close, that it's like we just did Thanksgiving like how many weeks ago? We just did a big turkey. Like it's fine. It's fine. So you get into a relationship, you have your own partner, and Christmas Eve is something different for the two of you. I'm a 40-year-old man, for crying out loud. Why do I still have to feel the guilt of, oh no, my mom's going to be sad because I'm not doing Christmas Eve? No, my husband's like, we're already going to be seeing your family for the next 4 fucking days, and I don't get to see mine in another country in Brazil. So, you know what? It's overload. It's people overload. It's overwhelming. If it's not your family, he doesn't have any issues with my family, but it's just kind of like we want to have some alone time before we head into the 3 or 4 days of chaos. Let us watch a movie that, either means something to us. Let us have, some quiet time with the dogs. We're allowed to do that. You're not going to make me feel bad because I want to do what I enjoy. Right? I had that, it's not an epiphany. I guess it could be, depending on how you look at it, where you have to, you just stop pleasing everybody. Start putting yourself first and realize that my feelings and emotions come first. My happiness comes first. My comfort, my enjoyment, that comes first. It really does. And so going back to what I said at the top of the show is that we're kind of made to feel like there's this pressure that it's all about family togetherness. But you can also define what family is to you. So before my husband came in the picture, as I was saying, my dogs were my family. Whether you're a dog lover, cat lover, that's beside the point. It's what I want to do. I'm not doing Christmas anymore because you tell me that this is how it should be. I'm one of those people that I shut down. As soon as you tell me that something should be a certain way, you should do this, you should this, you should, I shut down. I don't do it. I'm not guilted into that whole, So, like I'm not going to be this big Scrooge and bah humbug guy, but I'm just telling you that it's important for you to do what you want to do for the holidays. Absolutely make people feel special. Absolutely go and, if your nephews want to see you or your grandma wants you to visit, whatever, if you want to do it, do it. But it's one thing to be not even coerced, just, guilted into it. That's really the only word that I can think of. You're pressured into it. You're guilted into doing it. And it's only one day a year. I get it. That's not the point. But there's, having that control over you. My mom will be fine. So, what? So does she just not want to spend time with her husband on Christmas Eve? Why is it such a big deal? I'm allowed to have a special moment now that I don't need. I can break away. I can break free. I'm okay with that. And same thing with Thanksgiving. I don't know if it was last year or the year before where my husband and I, we didn't go to, now the big Thanksgiving with everybody on my mom's side of the family. We just didn't go. We just didn't want to. We kind of just didn't, want to be around at all. It was either we had been traveling. I don't remember exactly what happened, but it was kind of just like, we just sort of, we just want to do it at home. So we did our own turkey. We kind of just laid low and it was fun. But Thanksgiving went off without a hitch. And the funniest thing is that I said to my husband, you realize that even when we are at these things, when we are at Thanksgiving, when we are at Christmas, like when I stormed out that time at my parents' house, it probably wouldn't even be noticed. People would not even notice that we weren't there. Or if they did, it's kind of like, oh, well, where's Jeremy and Charles? Oh, well, they just didn't come this year. Oh, okay. They would carry on. They're not going to stop the party. They're not all of a sudden going to start calling and, bitching us out. We just didn't. We've had people that haven't been around at Christmas. We've got family that lives out of town. They've moved for work or whatever it is. They don't come home for Christmas. Whatever. You have a video chat with them. You talk to them, the day before, the day after, whatever it is. Have a good Christmas. There you go. Great. It was fine, right? So, but I just remember too, when I was single and in my 20s, and I even consider, I'm like, well, if I just go to Mexico by myself, whatever, I'll have fun. Maybe I'll meet people there and have a good time. Or if I just spend Christmas by myself on the beach, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. People will get over it. The people back at home, they enjoy that. They enjoy being around the screaming kids, the chaos, the noise, the everything. If that's what you love, great. I don't like being around screaming kids. I don't have kids. I don't like kids. I don't want to be around kids. I don't want to be around ones that are jumping around and hopped up on sugar and jumping on the couch beside me and falling onto me or knocking my drink and spilling my whatever, or I'm trying to go into the kitchen and 7 of them run by me and almost knock me down. That's not fun for me. It's not fun for me. So if that's what you like and that's what you want to do for Christmas, great. My family sees each other all the time. All the fucking time. So, I think I said that to you last year, actually, for this kind of topic or theme, was it's okay to want to be alone for the holidays. It really is. If I was single and if it was just me and my dogs or whatever it is, I would absolutely choose being by myself for Christmas than being around 15 children and the noise. And that's not even just an age thing. I would have said the exact same thing I probably was saying the same thing in my 20s now that I think it through. And that's all right. If I don't need my phone to be ringing all day with people saying Merry Christmas or text messages coming for Merry Christmas. And I've said that about my birthday, on Facebook, right? Everybody, when they see that it's your birthday, you get all these messages. I don't even know half the people. And I guess it makes some people feel good where it's like, oh my God, I got 100 birthday messages on Facebook. If that makes you feel great and special and loved, wonderful. I take the reality of going, I don't know half these people. I appreciate the thought. Thank you so much for the birthday. You didn't even know it was my birthday until Facebook told you, so I also take that with a grain of salt. But the people who are close to me and know me will call me. Maybe they text me. They know that I don't really care for the social media messages or text, whatever. It's like, call me, have a conversation. We're adults. You can call me. Or we'll get together. We'll do something. But if that's what makes you feel loved and go for it. But for me, I'm okay. I can spend the entire Christmas season, the however many days that our family drags it out, I can spend that by myself and be fine with it. I can. So let me ask you, would you're single, maybe even you're in a relationship, whatever, but I just want to get away for Christmas. Would you do that? Is that okay? Or would you feel like you've got to explain yourself or that people would be pissed off at you? Is Christmas about you having a good time and you enjoying it and you making it what you want it to be? Send me an email, live@jbonair.com, live@jbonair.com. And once again, I'm being real here. I'm not reading it today. I'm not reading it because, as I mentioned, it is October 17th for me. It is December such and such for you. I will get to you eventually. But I want to hear from you. Do you put yourself first during the holidays? Is it about your enjoyment or are you a people pleaser? Do you have to, make others feel like, you're going to cave and do because they want you to do it? Live@jbonair.com, live@jbonair.com.
It's never too early to start thinking about your next holiday. Have you checked out Mexico recently? From tequila tasting, swimming with horses, to ziplining through the jungle and watching whales and dolphins in their natural habitat, Puerto Vallarta has it all. Visit mexico.jbonair.com to see all the fun PV has to offer. That's at mexico.jbonair.com for hundreds of photos, interviews, and videos from around the tourist hotspot. Check out mexico.jbonair.com for all the fun. That's mexico.jbonair.com.
JB here, back on the Scribble. The Scrooge, if you will. I was just being told, it does kind of sound like you're saying that the holiday shouldn't be about your loved ones. I kind of am, though. I'm not saying I'm anti-family. I'm just saying, if you don't enjoy it, the chaos of, the kids, then it's okay to not enjoy it. I don't want you feeling that it's, to make other people happy. Put yourself for your feelings. If it's an uncomfortable situation, there's just nothing fun about me. Like I shush people. The kids are screaming. I'm like, why are you shouting? Why are you shouting? Oh, it's Christmas. I don't care. Why are you shouting? Quiet down. I'm sure they appreciate when I'm not there now that I think it out. Why not? But that's what I'm saying is, and every tradition has to start somewhere too, though, right? That's kind of the excitement of when you do get your first house, when you get into a relationship, when you have your first Christmas together. Those are supposed to be really enjoyable times. I'm not going to feel bad now because I'm in a relationship and we want to have a special moment together that's just between us. I don't know. I'm not 6 years old anymore. If it hurts my mom's feelings, that's on my mom. And I realize that, as I'm telling these stories, it's going to sound like, oh my God, he's really got this chip on his shoulder with his mom. No, I'm just saying that this is... I've had the conversation with people who feel the same way, where it's like, oh, well, we didn't go to my parents' place on such and such or for this, and, I've never heard the end of it, or we just didn't want to go. And it's almost like you're not punished because you have your own life, so it's not something that, but like as though you did something wrong. And I remember feeling that way with Thanksgiving, and I said to one of my cousins later, any other, whether it was Easter or any other holiday, am I front and center and the star at the family get together? No, I fade into the background. I said I've not gone to other family functions or other holidays. It's never been an issue. But for some reason, because, I just, whatever, for some reason, I'm talked about, I'm whispered about, as though I'm anti-family. I'm not part, no, it's okay to not want to be there. I'm all right. It's okay. With Thanksgiving this past year, we actually didn't go again this year, but... But this is the thing. This is what I'm saying, is that maybe that's starting a new tradition in our household. My husband and I, we get this frozen, it's like a big, turkey breast thing. We don't get the actual turkey because none of us cook, but it's something that we started to do. I guess this is our second year doing it now, where we get one of those, we put it in the oven for, I think it's like 4 hours, I believe, and we'll get some potatoes, we'll make mashed potatoes, we'll do gravy. He gets the big veggie platter, like with the dip in the middle, and we put on the music and we kind of just, dance around the kitchen while we're preparing the food and do it. And that's a great memory that I have now for Thanksgiving. So we do it on Thanksgiving. Could we do it on the day we're not doing our family get together? Sure, because Thanksgiving, well, in Canada, when we're in Canada, it's on a Monday, and then when we're in the US, obviously Thanksgiving is Thursday. But my family's Canadian, so that would be on the Monday. And they'll often do it either on like the Saturday or Sunday. But I then say, we're already going to be doing the food and everything at our house. I'm at that age now where I can't stuff my face for 3 days in a row or 2 days in a row. Like we'll do the one. And that's the Thanksgiving that I want. I don't enjoy, 30 people, the noise, the kids screaming, squealing, shrieking, whatever. I'm just going to end up sitting on a chair in somebody's house in the corner of the room, having, useless chit chat with my cousins who don't really know anything about me. And that's fine. I don't really know much about them. And, do I want to spend my day doing that? Not really. Would I have a much better time with my husband at home with our dogs, music, dancing, having a glass of wine, enjoying myself? Well, even just as I'm describing it, of course that sounds more enjoyable, right? I mean, it's what you make of it. Sure, I could go into the big family get-together and let's do crafts, kids. All right, I brought a bingo game, kids. Let's play bingo. I'm not going to have fun with it. I can't even pretend. So how you have that... as you get older, you don't hold your tongue anymore. You kind of just say what you mean. And that's like Sophia from Golden Girls, where it's like, whatever, I don't give a shit. This is how I feel. Then I'm going to say it. That's kind of where I'm at. So are, a couple family members disappointed that I didn't go? Maybe. But you know what? I had a good time. They had a good time with their kids and watching their kids run around and be loud and spill things, whatever. Great. It's not fun for me. Okay. It's just that's just the way it is. So going back to my point earlier is do what you want to do at the time. Think about yourself first. If you're not going to enjoy it, don't do it. If it's just for the sake of other people, weigh it out. If it's only a few hours of your life and you can deal with it, great. I dealt with it for 40 years and I'm kind of like, let's do our own thing now, husband. If we want to pack up the dogs, fly on a private plane and go somewhere for Christmas, we'll do it. If we just want to lay low, sometimes we'll even push the coffee table out of the way in the living room. We'll lay down a bunch of blankets and pillows and do an indoor camp out. That's what we'll do. We'll just sleep on the living room floor with the dogs. We'll get some random snacks. And that's what we'll do for 2 days or 3 days. We just want to veg. We just want to do nothing. Great. We're allowed to. We're adults. We're not people pleasers anymore. So, on that note, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back on the Scribble right after this.
Who are the Kardashians feuding with now? What did that little thug Justin Bieber do this time? Who's getting hitched? And who's headed for Splitsville? Hear the latest celebrity news and gossip every day on Entertainment Wrap-Up. The good, the bad, the ugly, but mostly the ridiculously hilarious. It's all recapped in this daily segment at entertainmentwrapup.com. Have a laugh at the expense of the rich and famous when they take themselves way too seriously. It's 3 minutes of time-wasting fun at entertainmentwrapup.com. Check out Entertainment Wrap-Up at entertainmentwrapup.com. Brought to you by Speak Free Books.
We hear you chirping. Get scribbling. Tweet up the Scribble at The Scribble Show. Join the discussion with Jeremy Bradley. It's all going down right now on Twitter at The Scribble Show and at thescribbleshow.com.
JB here, back on The Scribble in our final remaining moments. I know I'm supposed to say happy holidays and be very generic. Happy whatever you celebrate. And if that sounds inconsiderate and a slap in the face to whatever culture, religion, ethnicity, whatever, I'm wishing you well. That's the bottom line. I will say Merry Christmas because that's what I celebrate. I will say, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever it is that you recognize. Perfect. In my household, we don't do the church thing and all that other stuff. We do a Christmas tree and there you go. So happy holidays to you, but Merry Christmas, whatever you celebrate, do what makes you happy. If making other people happy makes you happy, go for it. Just don't feel the pressure to, do stuff that you don't want to do this time of the year, just for the sake of others. I really, truly believe that. And I, like I said, when I was able to find my own new traditions and allow myself to kind of break free, because we've always done it this way, because it's always, well, you know what? Things change. And I'm somebody who doesn't like change, so that's why maybe it took me so long to kind of get over it. But I did it. I love it. And I don't look back. So happy holidays. Once again, my email address, live@jbonair.com, live@jbonair.com. I will talk to you. Do we have one more this year, or we're done for the year? I don't know. But I will talk to you on the other side next Friday. That's the best way to say it. Happy holidays, everybody, on The Scribble. Bye-bye for now.
Want more Scribble? Check out thescribbleshow.com for past shows, celebrity interviews, cheapskate tips, and more. That's at thescribbleshow.com and on Twitter at The Scribble Show. The Scribble is a speak-free media presentation.